The action takes place in the mansion of the Schwarzschilds, a famous ducal family in the Empire. The main character, Adira Sasha, has finally arrived here. Her goal is to train the Duke's nephew to enter the Academy of Magic. Before us is the main character, who has quite a fate. She puts Leon, the child of the ducal family, to bed. And if she helps him enter the academy, he will avoid execution. Next to her appears his gloomy uncle, who is the third main character. The boy's uncle is named Wald Schwarzschild, and he is supposed to kill the heroine in the future. The child is snoring peacefully in bed. Wald asks her not to make noise. Wald tells Adira that tomorrow will be the final exam. Adira is also happy. She tells Wald that she will do everything to ensure that his nephew succeeds in the magic exam. She puts her nephew Wald to bed. He tells Adira that she is a governess. He touches her lips. Then, Wald asks to become his wife. Adira is shocked by his request. Leon, that's the child's name, is sleeping soundly in bed. We are shown what happened several months ago. The girl rummaged through all the drawers, but everything she had saved up was lost. The girl understands that this is the work of her insidious relatives. The doors to the dining room open. A girl bursts into the dining room, where her family is eating, and asks where her money is. Her mother reminds her of propriety. Her stepbrother shows her the box and asks if she means this one. The heroine tries to take the box with money. When her brother and sister pushed her down the stairs, she changed. The brother asks if she stole money from the family budget. Did the heroine take over the role of her mother, a commoner? The heroine is horrified. The heroine tried all sorts of jobs to get out of that damn house. She demands that her money be returned. Her brother looks at her questioningly, but a glass of wine is poured on her. She is all covered in wine. My sister says there is nothing of hers in this house. They call Adira a dirty rat. The family asks her to clean up. Adira decides to change her destiny because her family is using her. In the morning, she leaves her house. She walks along the alley and wants to change her destiny. Adira decides to break ties with her ungrateful family. When her brother and sister pushed her down the stairs a year ago, she remembered everything. The whole world is just another novel being read in Korea. She was an ordinary office worker who found herself in a romance. One cannot fail to mention the head of the cursed families, Wald Schwarzschild. He is the hero of the Empire. He is a merciless, cold-blooded demon, the final boss of the novel. The girl asks how to get to the Schwarzschild estate. As Adira heard, Wald killed his wife and family. Adira Sasha killed his nephew, but she was executed. Now she is heading to this man's mansion. Adira finds herself in front of the mansion. A quiet and shy girl became the object of bullying by her brother and sister. Adira knocks on the door. She believes that if she teaches her nephew Wald, he will not execute her. She never misses an opportunity to get rich. She wants to make a fortune. Adira will save money for her success. A nice butler opens the door for the girl. Adira introduces herself and is asked why she came. Adira apologizes for the sudden visit. The butler is shocked that she learned about the vacancy for a governess. The girl decides to lie. She gives a letter of recommendation. People fear this house and call it cursed. Our heroine decides to rewrite Adira's history. The butler sees the huge list of merits from the academy and is surprised. Adira knows that the heroine of the novel can even lift the family curse. But the butler is depressed about something. Adira asks him to meet Leon at least once. But they tell her that no way. The girl decides to befriend Leon in order to get hired. Leon was given little description in the novel, so little is known about him. Adira is informed that Lord Leon has arrived, but she's in shock. She opens her eyes wide. A boy arrived wearing a cap in the shape of a lion's face. Our heroine examines the house where she found herself. Adira is looking for Leo. She finds Leo under the table where he is trying to hide. Adira decides to introduce herself, but the child runs away in panic. Adira searches throughout the castle for Lord Leon. Even in the kitchen, he hides from her. He avoids her as if playing hide and seek. Adira goes out into a garden where Greek architecture stands. Adira is very upset that she can't find him. Her eyes stop on something. This is the three-headed dog, Cerberus. Adira is worried about Leon being okay. The child fearfully hides behind Cerberus and asks Kenny, the dog's name, to save him. Adira realizes that Kenny is a tame Cerberus. She tells Cerberus that if he is Leon's friend, then she wants to be friends with him too. Adira calls the dog, who is acting aggressively, to her. Adira asks permission to join. The dog smells a wonderful aroma from Adira. He starts to cuddle up to Adira. Leon takes advantage of this and runs away. Leon is hiding in the bushes. The boy tries to hide in the bushes, but his lion-shaped cap falls to the ground, and the boy loses it. Kenny finds the hat. Kenny loves Leon's smell and wants to play with the hat. The heads begin to pull the cap from side to side. Leon notices the loss. He looks at Kenny in horror. Cerberus tore his cap. Adira and the butler rush to Leon. Adira finally finds the boy. But Leon is very upset. Adira and the butler look at what happened. Leon cries and hates his dog. Then, Leon locks himself in the room and demands not to enter it. Adira and the servants are worried. The action moves to the living room. It turns out that Leon's mother sewed the hat. The butler sadly says that Leon's mother has died. Leon had a lot of toys, but then his parents died in a fire. The boy's uncle, Wald, decided to take care of him and became the head of the family at an early age. In the original novel, Adira did not read about Leon's parents, and this topic was not touched upon. But the hat that his mother sewed for him is very dear to him. The butler says that after the fire, Leon became withdrawn. Adira understands Leon's feelings of being unwanted. Leon was very upset about the hat. In her past life, Adira was Shina Kaoru, who lost her parents. Adira believes that chasing the child will not achieve anything. Adira asks permission to fix this thing. The butler is clearly surprised. Adira decides to return Leon's memory of the past. Adira says she wants Leon to feel better. The butler and servants decide to help her. Adira is told that she will find the materials in the storeroom. There is a lot of love in the things Leon's mother made. If you look at the patterns, Adira is embroidering a teddy bear. The servants help her cope with the cap. The teddy bear is ready. Leon is crying in his room. Many courtiers disgust him. Leon thinks that Adira has a bad opinion of him. Leon suddenly felt hungry. The boy sneaks out of the room. There is a teddy bear on the floor in front of him. Leon is shocked to see that in front of him is his mother's toy. The toys are standing on the carpet, and they are calling him somewhere. Leon collects toys. He follows the trail of toys. Joy overwhelms Leon. On the table there is delicious food and a mended hat. Leo happily hugs his hat and toys. There is a letter of apology from Adira on the table. Leon reads the letter. Adira asks if Leon came out. The butler says that yes, and he even came out. The servants praise Adira for her idea to get Leon out using food. Adira says that it's all thanks to the servants, and the toys are not the same anymore. The door suddenly opens, and Adira looks to see who has arrived. Leon peeks timidly around the door. Leon thanks Adira from the bottom of his heart. He liked the toys. Adira is surprised by his reaction. She is grateful to Leon for coming out to meet her. Leon thanks everyone who helped her. The servants are very touched. Kenny regrets what happened. Leon gently touches the dog. Leon apologizes for what he said. The dog happily licks Leon. They have made peace. A maid bursts into the room. She brings news to those around her. The Duke is going home. Adira is shocked that the Duke has returned. They show us the village. The knights say that 2 years have passed since their visit. Before us is Duke Wald. The Duke takes off his helmet. Dark hair is blown epically by the wind. Wald is quite handsome. Short dark hair, serious violet eyes, high cheekbones. 2 years later, Wald returned to the villa. The servants are fussing about his arrival. Leon is confused about what is happening. Adira knows that the hustle and bustle will prevent the child from concentrating on his studies. She calls the child by name. Adira asks him to give her a tour of the house. Leon is surprised by her request. Leon is a master of hide and seek, but he knows this house. He happily agrees to show Adira the house. The boy feels great in the role of a guide. He leads Adira through the corridors of the villa. He shows the kitchen. Leon tells Adira that the food here is delicious. He shows her his room. Leon opens the closet for Adira. A toy rabbit and a lion are sleeping in the closet. Leon tells Adira that this closet is his secret base. He leads her through the gallery, telling her that there are portraits of his family here. He shows Adira a portrait of Kenny's grandfather. The Duke of Schwarzschild possessed magic, as did his relatives, all of whom were graduates of the academy. Wald is proficient in both magic and swordsmanship, which has allowed him to achieve numerous victories. Adira understands that the Wald family is unique. Leon stands out against their background. He looks at his father's portrait. Adira understands that Leon misses his father. Hezion, Leon's father, helped everyone and was called an angel. Adira reads that Hezion was a kind and powerful magician. Adira says she looks forward to seeing traits like her father emerge in Leon. Leon wants to go somewhere. It is a spacious hall, similar to a reception hall. Leon says these are Wald's chambers. Leon is afraid of the Duke's arrival. He is afraid that the Duke will not accept him. Adira thinks Leon looks very scared. After the fire, Wald left the house. Leon thinks the Duke hates him. Adira was in the same situation. She too was abandoned by everyone with whom she stayed. She gently strokes Leon's cheek. Adira says that this is her first time with Wald, and she is nervous. Leon asks her if she is too. Adira says yes. Adira asks if he wants to practice greeting. Leon really wants to study with Adira. They decide to rehearse. A few days later, the butler meets Wald. Wald enters the house solemnly. He looks very gloomy and bored. Adira remembers that they trained hard. Adira and Leon trained hard in front of Kenny, who was dressed as Wald. Wald passes by. Adira decides to turn to Leon. Leon stood frozen like a statue, hiding behind her skirt. Wald stops in front of them. Wald turns to Leon. Leon is scared to death. Wald asks how long he will wear this hat. Adira stands up for Leon. Adira says that when Leon's heart accepts the loss of his parents, then he will take it off. Wald turns his gaze to Adira. He asks who she is. Adira says that she serves as Leon's governess. Wald looks at her carefully. The butler introduces Adira to Walda. Wald looks at her for a long time. Leon hides behind Adira. Wald asks Adira to come to his room later. Wald is changing clothes. He tells the butler that Leon will soon be 5 years old. Wald asks the butler if he made the hat for Leon when he was a baby. Adira recently edited the size. The butler says that this is the first time Leon has become attached to a teacher. Wald tells the butler not to trust Adira. He says that if Adira does something wrong, he should immediately inform him. Leon cries in his chambers. Adira understands that this is bad. Adira looks at Kenny pleadingly. Adira tries to calm Leon down. Leon, crying, says that Wald looked angry. Adira says that Kenny and his stuffed animals and she are with him. Leon is happy about this. Adira tells Leon that Wald probably has a face like that. Leon thinks about her words. He remembers Wald's face. Adira asks if he wants to meet Wald again. Leon decides to see him. Leon decides to tell Wald he's coming home. Adira praises him for this. We are shown Wald's chambers. The butler stands in Wald's room. The butler thinks that Leon is depressed because he practiced his greeting that way. Wald is all about business. The butler decides to tell Wald everything. But Adira's voice is heard from behind the door, distracting the men from their work. Wald allows them to enter. Adira enters with a timid Leon. Wald looks at them questioningly. Leon looks at Adira. Adira encourages Leon. Leon runs to Wald. He starts a conversation with Wald. Leon's voice sounds uncertain. The butler and Adira are worried about him. Leon carefully pronounces the greeting. Wald says he's back. Adira thanks him for his attention. She praises Leon. Adira supports Leon. The butler is happy for him. Wald wants to say something. Wald invites Leon to the training ground. Leon decides to thank Wald. Wald asks Theo, the butler, to take Leon to the room. He says that Adira will stay here. Adira is afraid to be alone with Wald. Wald says Leon has become attached to Adira. Adira says not quite. He asks what kind of magic she used. Wald says it's a miracle that Leon opened up to someone. Adira says she tried to talk to Leon. Wald says that if she tries to deceive Leon or use him, then she should say goodbye to her life. Adira feels uneasy about the Duke. Adira says that Leon's safety comes first, and she understands why Wald told her that. Wald looks at her carefully. Adira assures Wald that as Leon's governess, she is even ready to sacrifice her life. Wald is skeptical about Adira. Wald says that while he hasn't acknowledged her yet, let her show what she's capable of. Adira is ordered to prove herself, or she will be kicked out of the house. It was stupid to hire her thinking that Leon liked her. Adira asks what her first task is. Wald demands that Leon pass the test of the scales. Adira understands what Wald is planning. The trial of the scales is when children receive the blue dragon scale. This is a test of magic and sword. If a child has obtained a sacred dragon scale, he has the right to enter the academy. Every child goes through this test, and it's not easy for parents either. In other words, it's an exam, a mandatory part that Leon must pass thanks to Adira. Wald says that Leon should be accepted into the academy. Adira realizes that she has a huge responsibility. Adira has been reborn into a rather strange novel. Adira needs to teach the boy what the owner of this body went through as a child. She says that she will make sure that he passes the exam. Wald says he'll take a look. The butler praises Adira and says that she is a person with outstanding abilities and she will cope. Wald shuts Theo up with a look. The next day, they come to the training ground. Adira demonstrates her mastery of magic. Theo is delighted, as is Leon. Wald looks at everything dispassionately. Adira challenges Leon to hit the target with the local fireball. She asks him to focus on the target. Adira believes that the boy will succeed. Leon is scared. He tries hard to cast a spell, but Leon can't make a fireball. Everyone present was in shock. Leon is upset. Adira decides to try fencing with Leon. She says that Leon must hit the dummy, but Leon fails to attack the dummy. Adira and everyone else are disappointed. Leon's sword slips from his hands. Leon looks at the flying sword. Theo and Wald are frightened by his reaction. Leon closes his eyes. Adira deflects Leon's sword. Leon watches Adira. Adira asks if Leon is hurt. Luckily, Leon was not injured. Theo and Wald rush to her aid. Wald is disappointed in his nephew. Wald looks at Leon. Leon is frightened by Wald's gaze. Wald coldly tells Leon that enough is enough. He is disappointed. Wald leaves with Theo. Adira is perplexed. Why is Wald doing this to Leon? Leon tells Adira that he is very sorry. Leon was very upset. However, Leon mustered the courage to do it. Adira believes that they have time before the test. Leon cries looking at them. Adira takes his hands in hers. She encourages Leon, saying that she believes in him and that he will succeed. Adira says they need to get the Duke to admit that Leon is wonderful. Wald and Theo are walking down the alley. Theo seems upset by this outcome. Wald unexpectedly gives something to Theo. Theo looks at the object in surprise. Theo is surprised at what the master gave him. He has a jar of ointment in his hands. Wald orders ointment to be applied to Leon's wounds. Leon was left with injuries from training. Theo is delighted with Wald's thoughtfulness. Theo reminds Adira of her injury. Wald says he can use the ointment however he wants. Theo comes to Adira. Theo hands over the ointment from the Duke. Adira is surprised by the Duke's gift. Adira says she will examine Leon's wounds. Theo and Adira look at each other. Theo says that Adira can use the ointment too. Leo feels guilty for Adira's injury. Adira thinks she needs to take care of Valda. Adira promises that she will prepare Leon for the exam. Theo says he believes in her success. Leo is walking through the forest, upset about what happened. He approaches a larger autumn tree. A cute squirrel appears from the hollow. Leon wants to chat with her. He feeds the squirrel acorns. Leon says that he is ashamed that he disgraced himself in front of Leon. Leon thinks Wald is disappointed with him. Leon understands that he will not be able to use the sword properly and does not believe in his success. Leon recalls how the aristocrats treated him with disdain. Leon is crying. He wants to enter the academy like his dad, but he can't. Squirrel comforts Leon. Adira realizes that something has happened. Wald asks her where Leon is. Adira thanks Wald for the ointment. Wald looks at her silently. Wald tells Adira to let Leon learn magic. Wald believes that magic will not hinder him. Adira believes that not everything can be understood from the first spell. Adira has been practicing magic since she was reincarnated. Wald reminds that he does not yet see results. Adira says the training will continue. Wald gets bored when talking to her. He orders Adira to sit down. Wald decides to ask her a question. He looks at her for a long time. Adira wonders what this pressure is. Adira's arm starts to hurt. Wald looks at her for a long time. He says that she can ask him any question. Many families are eager to enroll in the academy. Aristocrats hire various teachers. Adira doesn't understand why Wald wants to enter the academy. Wald says the connections he makes there will save Leon one day. Wald believes that he must have connections with the aristocracy. Adira understands that Wald wants the best for Leon. Adira is not sure about the right decision. After all, the Duke is cold-blooded and stingy with emotions. He says he will keep this in mind. Adira believes that they cannot make mistakes. She will take care of everything. Even if you continue teaching him magic, he won't change. Adira believes that she will accept any challenge. Adira feels like she knows little about Leon. She thinks that she needs to somehow ask Leon about his hobbies. Adira hears someone scream. Theo fell and the books fell out of his hands. She asks if Theo is hurt. The alphabet falls into her hands. Adira learns that Theo has brothers and sisters. She starts flipping through the book and comes across something interesting. Adira slams the book shut. She asks Theo if she can borrow a book. She says that Theo will help her and she will repay him. Leo is standing in the hallway. They wish him good morning. Adira approaches him. Adira tells him that Wald asked her to practice magic with him. Leon looks upset. He is told that there will be no intensive training. Adira won't teach him anymore. She invites him to play. She gives him an ABC book. Leon is surprised, but accepts the gift. In front of him is an alphabet book. Adira says that in the book, you can draw what letters begin with. She invites him to create his own alphabet book. Leon says it looks interesting. She says that she and Theo made this alphabet book last night. Theo always carried the same book, which contained sketches of his brothers. She asks Leon what his favorite thing is that starts with the letter A. Leon starts drawing the alphabet. Adira wonders what he will draw. Leon says he drew it. He has Adira drawn on the letter A. Adira realizes that this is very sweet. Leon draws very well. She asks him what he will draw, starting with the letter V. He wants to draw Wald, but then Leon thinks that his uncle won't like it. He decided to draw a horse. Adira understands that he is embarrassed to draw Wald. In the end, Leon drew everything, and they went for a walk. Wald is curious about what they are doing. Theo says they are drawing an alphabet book. Wald is surprised that Leon draws his favorite things. Leon and Adira reach the letter R. They are walking together. Leon asks what she likes. Adira thinks she likes him. She remembers choosing candy at school. She had to give away candy and other things that she liked, since she grew up in an orphanage. The girl thinks that she likes Leon, and she would like to be friends with him. Leon notices the sad atmosphere. The girl says that nothing came to her mind. Leon asks to give him homework. Adira agrees, and they have a fun time with Leon. Leon leads her to the oak tree and to the squirrel's house. Adira is surprised by his sweet friend. Leon thinks that a squirrel would be suitable for the new letter. They spend time under the tree. Leon loves animals very much. Adira managed to find out new things about Leon. Suddenly, someone came. This is Wald, who crept up unnoticed. Adira hears someone meowing. This is a huge and fat cat. Adira is in a panic. What should she do? Adira is very afraid of cats. The cat runs straight towards them. She jumps in front of Adira. The cat scratches Leon on the top of his head. Then the cat abruptly returns to the tree. The evil cat has a squirrel in its teeth. The cat steps sharply on the squirrel. The cat's eyes sparkle, and she licks her lips predatorily. Her thick paw is raised to strike. Leon shouts something, and a bubble envelops the squirrel. The cat is surprised. Adira is shocked by what is happening. Leon created the bubble for the squirrel. Bubbles are coming down from the tree. One of them lands right in front of Leon. There turns out to be a squirrel in it. Leon is glad that his friend is safe. Adira is worried about Leon and the squirrel. The evil cat is hanging on a tree. She's about to fall. Adira shouts cautiously. Adira overcame her fear of cats, but Wald catches the cat. He also manages to catch the slipping Adira. Adira looks to see who saved her. Leon is silent and looks at her point blank. They freeze in a romantic pose. Adira moves away from Leo. Adira apologizes for causing inconvenience. Wald looks at her coldly. Leo asks if she's okay. Adira says everything is fine. Adira asks what kind of magic it was. Wald asks if he knows how to use self-defense magic. Adira is amazed by Leon's success. She says that Leon protected the squirrel with his own power. Adira believes that he has a talent for creating defensive magic. Adira believes that he will be able to use magic. She asks Wald if she can see him for a minute. Wald asks what her secret method is to obtain a dragon scale. Adira says that with this method, he will get a dragon scale. Wald says that you can't get scales using defensive magic. Adira says that it is certainly possible. She tells how. Wald says that such a method will disgrace Leon. Adira says that the method she spoke about is written about by outstanding professionals. Wald and Adira fall silent. Wald wonders if Sir Ladora will accept this method. The dragon that will be tested is a modified version of the academy teacher, Ladora. This is a measure to ensure the safety of children. Ladora worked when Adira was little. Adira says that this method is for the sake of Mr. Leon. Wald asks why she thinks so. Leon loves animals and will do anything to protect them. Adira says it would be sad to deprive the child of what he wants. Wald is silent. He agrees with her arguments. Theo enters. Adira thinks Theo looks weird. He whispers something to Wald. Wald's face instantly changes. He goes somewhere and Adira doesn't understand where. Wald calls her a home repeater. He demands that Adira teach Leon defensive magic. Then, Wald leaves the room. Adira feels like the air has frozen here. She says that she and Leon will start training. Leon and his animals listen to Adira attentively. Adira wants Leon to learn how to protect with magic and be a good mage. She offers Leon her help in learning magic. Leon asks Kenny if he will help him. Kenny and the animals are ready to help him. Adira says they will start with preparatory exercises. In this world, only noble families possess magic, and common people do not. Those who possess magic are considered heroes. Only in the Schwarzschild family did such personalities appear. Leon must be taught magic so that he does not disgrace the dynasty. Adira believes that she can cope with the task. Leon says he's finished with the exercises. Adira tells him to put into the magic the feelings he had when he wanted to protect someone. The animals look at him with impatience. Leon gives it his all. Kenny finds himself in a giant bubble. Leon is happy with his success. Adira asks him to continue in the same spirit. Leon succeeded in using magic the first time. Leon asks if he can show magic to Mr. Wald. Adira and Leon hug. Leon got it. Leon says that he would like to share his successes as soon as possible. Adira is kneeling in a dirty outfit. Adira turns around with tears in her eyes. Wald raises a knife over the heroine. Adira wakes up in horror. She gets up in bed. She had a terrible dream. The last time Adira saw Wald, his eyes were full of contempt. Wald had the intention to kill Adira, but Wald did not seem cruel to her. Wald is depicted in the novel as an incomprehensible monster, ready to kill people without reason. Adira remembers their last meeting. She spoke to Wald a few days ago and doesn't know him at all. Leon asks if she is feeling okay. Adira quickly apologizes and reassures Leon. Leon would like to learn energy-boosting magic. An unexpected idea comes to Leon's head. Leon climbs the trees at the speed of light. Leon finds himself in a tree. Adira admires Leon's skills. Adira understands that he wants to give her more energy. She thanks Leona with all her heart. Adira is asked how she feels. Theo appears in front of them. Adira asks Theo what Wald is doing. He says that Wald went on a business trip. Leon is looking forward to seeing Wald. Theo says that the master has no time to coddle his nephew. Adira thinks that Leon is very sad. Adira believes that Leon should rely on her. Theo is happy to have Adira as a friend. Adira and Leon leave. Theo is left alone. We are shown a gloomy monastery. The nun tells Wald that he should be grateful that they found a helper like Theo. Wald is told that Theo was left on the doorstep 2 years ago. It is impossible to establish contact with his father. Wald looks at the man in front of him. The nun tells Wald that this is not forbidden magic, and that he needs to call a priest quickly. Wald says that if the magic is removed by force, he will die. Forbidden magic is destroyed with the death of the magician who cast it, or magic is removed with the help of a saint. But according to the nun, the saint has not appeared for over 100 years. Wald asks to take care of the man and pays the nun. He's leaving again. Wald remembers how kind the enchanted butler was to him. Wald feels very lonely at this thought. We are shown Wald's estate again. Theo greets Wald with impatience. Wald is asked where the head butler, Oscar, is. Wald tells Theo the truth. Wald says he will continue his investigation. Theo asks Wald to have a good rest. Wald says he thought the butler's condition would stabilize. Theo says that Leon drew Wald in the alphabet. Wald is surprised. The emphasis in the alphabet was on the horse, but Leon also meant it in the alphabet. For Leon, Wald is part of the family. Wald asks if Leon has a repeater. Theo says they should have a picnic. Theo remembers his family. When they gathered around the table, the atmosphere and the food were pleasant. Wald considers Theo's offer. He invites Adira and Leon to eat. Adira asks if Leon is tired after training. Leon replies that learning defensive magic is fun. But Leon is sad without Wald, and Adira understands his feelings. The door to the dining room opens. Wald enters wearing a white business suit. Adira greets Wald. Leon is afraid of Wald again. Leon greets Wald. Wald thanks Leon in a friendly manner. Adira is shocked that Wald is behaving this way towards Leon. Theo asks if he can cook. Adira is surprised with Leon that they will eat together. Leon says they will have a family meal today. Adira and Leon are shocked by his behavior. Adira recalls that in her family, she was also invited to the table. But she was very afraid and could not do anything. Leon asks if they will all eat together. Leon waited so long for Wald to return that Adira invites him to sit at the table. Adira thinks she should leave. Wald looks at her with a long, unblinking gaze. Leon is amazed by the changed atmosphere. Leon begs Adira not to leave. Leo very tearfully asks to stay. Wald coldly tells her to sit down. He says that Leon wished it that way. Adira is surprised that Wald allowed her to stay. Adira sits down next to Leon. They are both happy to eat together. Wald looks at them sullenly. They are served a delicious steak and buns. The family begins to eat. Adira can't swallow a bite. Adira asks Wald to rest during the trip. She says that Leon was eagerly awaiting his return. Adira says Leon is making great progress in magic. Leon is happy that Adira praises him. Wald looks at them sullenly. A gloomy atmosphere hangs in the air. Adira finds this extremely awkward. Adira thinks that we need to come up with another topic of conversation. She tells Wald about the premiere. Adira embarrasses Leon by telling him that he is good at drawing. She asks if Wald has a favorite thing. Theo says that Wald's hobby is chess. Theo says that Wald even made his own chessboard. Adira asks if he arranges matches with anyone. Wald hosts matches to hone his skills. Adira is surprised that Wald is playing chess alone. Adira also loves chess. She played it alone. Adira invites Leon to play chess. Leon ate the entire pumpkin that was served as a side dish. Leon even drew it in the ABC book for the letter P, pumpkin. Unexpectedly, Wald gets up from the table. He hands Leon a pumpkin. Leon is extremely surprised. Wald offers him something to eat. Adira notes that Wald cut the pumpkin into small pieces. Wald may have been reading a primer. Leon eats pumpkin with pleasure. Wald watches him gloomily. Leon ate the pumpkin with pleasure. Leon really likes pumpkin. Theo whispers something to Wald. Wald suddenly gets up from the table. Wald tells them to eat without him. He will return to work. Adira wishes him success in his work. Leon wonders if Mr. Wald likes pumpkin. Adira thinks that Leon thinks it's his fault that Wald ate the pumpkin and left. She calms Leon down. Leon looks at Wald sullenly. Adira asks Leon to eat more, so that he becomes healthy and strong, and says that Wald has shown concern for him. Leon agrees with Adira. Adira encourages Leon as he eats. She tells Leon that it's time to get a good night's sleep. He took off his lion-shaped cap. Adira wishes him good night. Leon asks Adira about something. Leon says he wants to be friends with Wald. He falls asleep with the thought that Wald will come to watch the trial by scales. Adira can't answer him. She strokes Leon's head. Adira grew up not knowing what it was like to be loved by family. Adira decides to try hard to make Leon smile. The estate becomes gloomy and dark. Adira looms over Wald, trying to light the fire within him. She looms over Wald, embarrassed. Wald asks her what she is trying to achieve. Wald and Adira freeze in an ambiguous pose. Adira apologizes for coming at such a late hour. Wald asks what she wants. Adira says she needs to talk to Wald. Adira believes that the master will not be here tomorrow. Adira asks for attention. Wald looks at her coldly. Adira is completely unarmed. She even has a pendant that blocks magic. Wald says he'll have to search her personally. Then, Wald invites her in. Adira reports that Leon's training is going well. Adira is happy for Leon. Wald says he understands. Adira is released after reporting on Leon. Wald asks if there is anything else. Adira thought he would ask if Leon spent his days thinking about him. The girl thought that Wald wanted to be closer to Leon. What will happen now to Leon, who received the pumpkin from Wald? Adira begins internal negotiations. Adira believes that it will not be easy for her to become friends with the master. Adira thinks about what to do. She asks Wald to arrange a chess match. Wald is surprised. She says that if she wins, Wald will listen to her request. Wald gives her a dark look. Adira says the fights are fun, but Wald is adamant. She says that Wald is afraid of losing. Wald is surprised by her impudence. They start arguing that they won't lose to each other at chess. Adira trips and falls on Wald. Adira realizes she's in trouble. Then they stand up and move away from each other. Adira apologizes to Wald. Adira decides to go to her place, but Wald stops her and says that he accepts her challenge. They start playing chess. Wald moves first in chess. Adira hadn't noticed something about Wald before. Adira notes that Wald is handsome. Wald beats Adira. Adira is wondering whether she should go as a pawn, or if Wald has lured her into a trap. Wald enjoys her reaction. We are shown Adira's family, the family of Count Sasha. Her family always stood between the aristocrats and the emperor. Valda is worried about why Adira came to his estate. He thinks that Adira's concern for Leon is fake, and that she is pursuing her own goals. Wald believes that she is cleverly pretending to be loving, but she really wants to defeat him now. She is thinking about which chess position to play. Wald doesn't know what she wants. Adira tells him that it's his turn next. Wald starts moving the chess pieces. Adira loses to Wald. Wald asks the girl directly if she wants him. He says he can't wait to get an answer. The girl thinks that she will be fired for losing. She decided to say that everything was started for Leon's sake. Adira asks him to support Leon during the test. Wald is very surprised. Adira is trapped by checkers. She believes that the last move will be decisive. But suddenly something happens. Wald asks what she doesn't like. Wald lost to Adira. Wald hands the girl a letter. He demands that she open it. Adira received an invitation from the academy. The letter says that she is obliged to appear. Wald says he couldn't help but come. Adira realizes that she played chess in vain. Wald would have gone anyway. Adira says Leon will be very excited. Adira asks Wald to come. Wald says that Leon is at peace when Adira is around, and that she will also go to the trial by scale. Adira will have to support Leon. Wald is very stunned by her reaction. In the following days, Adira sewed a suit for Leon. She also prepared equipment for him to test. The day of testing has arrived. Wald asks if they are ready. Adira and Leon are ready for the challenge. Wald picks Leon up. He says they should go. He puts Leon into the carriage. Wald looks at the heroine. And then Wald invites Adira into the carriage. Adira approaches Wald. She takes his hand. We are shown landscapes of the academy. Wald and Adira, with Leon, arrive at the academy. Wald looks out the window carefully. Leon doesn't know how to start a conversation with his uncle. Adira notices Leon's nervousness. Adira wonders if Leon will succeed. She tells Leon to look out the window. Birds are chasing the carriage. Adira believes that they decided to support Leon. Leon is glad to have support on this day. This is the first time Leon has traveled so far from the mansion. Leon looks at the water outside the carriage window. The port stretches out before them. Leon is delighted with the sea he saw. Wald watches his nephew closely. The action moves to the scale test room. The local girls whisper to each other, seeing the gentleman nearby. Long silver hair covers the entire face. This handsome man is the chief priest of the Church of St. Lunarius, Jonish Beham. We are shown the Alberon Empire, the head teacher, and the director of the academy. Someone makes his way through the crowd. This insecure man is pharmacology professor Ralph Blanca. Someone taps Ralph on the shoulder. Teacher Ladora, who is in a good mood, asks him to go faster. This lively fellow is a transformation teacher at the Delado do Lador Academy. Adira, Leon, and Wald come to the academy. This celebration takes place once a year. One of the aristocrats asks Wald to come over. Wald says he'll be back soon. Adira says she will wait for him. Leon hides behind her skirt. There are too many people here. Adira tries to calm Leon down. She says that there are children nearby who are Leon's age. She invites him to become friends with the children. Leon is inspired by Adira's words. Registration for trial participants begins. Leon looks around. Leon is thinking about who he should talk to. He notices a little red-haired boy. The red-haired boy looks quite manly. Rizik turns his gaze to Leon. Leon thinks the red-haired boy is cool, like Valda. He leaves after looking at him. Leon runs after him. He bumped into someone and quickly apologized. The man asks him in a low voice if he is from Xi'an and if he is passing the test. Leon is surprised. He wonders who it is. The man tells him that he is his father's older brother and asks if Leon doesn't remember his relatives. The man and his offspring begin to criticize Leon. Leon doesn't understand why his uncle is angry with him. His uncle calls him a naughty boy. Leon is very depressed. Leon clenches his little hands into fists. He thinks that he is not capable of anything. Adira speaks up. Adira stands up for Leon. Leon almost cries when he sees her. The uncle is surprised that the tutor is standing up for him. Uncle looks at Adira skeptically. He tells her that such a boy will never enter the academy. He believes that there will certainly be trouble with the child. Leon is told that he will be kicked out. Adira says that she shouldn't have made Leon wait for her. Adira says it's time for Leon to go. Uncle thinks she is ignoring him. Adira says there is no need to listen to his speeches. She shocks Uncle Leon by saying that his speech is like the buzzing of a mosquito. Adira won't let anyone hurt Leon. She says it is an honor for her to take care of such a hard-working child as Leon. Adira tells the uncle to shut up. Leon looks at her in shock. His uncle asks who she is. He shouts how dare she contradict him, and that no one will take her as a wife. Someone approaches them. It's Wald, who has an evil aura about him, and asks what he's doing with an icy tone in his voice. The heroes look at Wald. Leon's uncle asks where Wald is from. Wald grabs Adira's hands. He looks at her sadly. His hand intercepts the villain's hand. Wald says that if he has something to talk about, he will listen to it. Uncle Leon recoils in horror. Leon cries when his uncle insults him again. Wald says Leon didn't cause him any problems. Uncle Leon is in shock. Uncle Leon leaves in frustration. Adira looks at him in shock. Wald stops him. Aristocrats look at them. Adira apologizes for the scandal. Wald looks at them sullenly. He says that Adira doesn't need to apologize. Adira is surprised that he is not angry with her. The priest hears all this. They ask him what happened. Jonash looks at what is happening. Adira calms Leon down. Adira apologizes for leaving Leon alone. Leon cries and asks Wald for forgiveness, saying that he is no good for anything. He says he will try his best. Adira is surprised by his words, that he is afraid of being driven away. Wald looks at them. Wald kneels down next to Leon. He tells Leon that he didn't think he was a bad boy. Leon says he let him down. Adira says that everything is not like that. She says that Leon keeps fighting and has a valiant heart. Wald tells him to work hard. Adira and Wald calm Leon down. Adira and Wald said at the same time. Leon looks at them happily. The test begins and Leon is led there. Leon says they are family. Adira says they will try their best. They decide to try together. Wald looks at Adira differently. Leon is excited about the challenge. Leon is glad to have Wald and Adira's support. Wald tells Leon that when the test is over, Adira understands that they are sharing secrets. Leon and Wald became closer. Adira is glad that they began to understand each other. Adira and Leon go to the test. Wald smiles as he watches them. Testing hall, reception area. Adira sees that Leon has not forgotten anything. She remembers Wald's words about Leon's magic. The girl supports Leon's sword. She says that Leon will succeed. Leon dressed up as a knight and believed that he could handle it. Wald wants to tell Leon something. Wald says the mansion will always be Leon's home. Leon is touched by his words. Leon says he can handle the task. Wald and Adira are happy for him. The trial of scales begins. Everyone is wondering if the children will be able to withstand the test. The children must obtain the dragon scales at any cost. Leon is delighted with the dragon. The children whisper who this child is. Leon notices a red-haired boy. The boy is ready to receive the scale. Leon decides to come closer. Rizik asks Leon why he follows him like a dog. Leon apologizes to the ginger one. He says he just wanted to talk. But the redhead makes fun of Leon. Adira is worried about Leon. Leon argues with the child. Adira can't hear what they're arguing about. Wald asks Adira to calm down. Adira says Wald is right. Leon gathers his strength to speak. Leon says he will make sure the test is passed for Adira and Wald's sake. Rizik tells him that he will look. He says he will show the difference between him and Leon. Rizik leaves, believing that he will pass the test. Leon doesn't understand why he thinks he's weak. They are told to line up in order. The children are inspired. The dragon is shown in all its glory. Aristocrats are afraid for their children. Leon is pushed first towards the dragon. Leon doesn't want to go first. Leon looks ahead in shock. The red-haired boy says that he will become the dragon's first rival. Rizik flies head over heels away from the dragon. He is told that the test is over. The aristocrats say that the child failed, but he had noble teachers. The head teacher and the nerd discuss the red-haired boy's failure. Adira is glad that the ginger one is okay. Then another child falls through, Leon's cousin. Uncle Leon is in shock. The child is scared of the giant dragon. Leon is introduced as the last participant. His family is actively discussed in the stands. Adira decides to cheer him up. Leon is inspired. Leon decides to hold on for the sake of Wald and Adira. Leon takes out a fluffy ball and puts it on his sword. The aristocrats are shocked by his antics. Wald says he believes in Leon. Wald looks at Adira skeptically. The reason Leon can't do anything is because he's afraid of causing harm. Leon decides to use a secret tactic. Leon's secret tactic is tickling the dragon's nose. He remembers Adira's words. Adira told him that with this sword, he would defeat the dragon. She said that the dragon needed to have his nose tickled. Leon is surprised why this is so. Adira says that it will slow down if you tickle it. Adira said that tickling the dragon wouldn't hurt. And when the dragon sneezes, his sneeze can help him get the scales. Leon blocks the dragon's sneeze with defensive magic. Adira is happy about Leon's victory. The dragon creates a blue flame around itself. The children are running in panic, in all directions. Leon shouts at the children to run to him. It creates a bubble around the children. Leon is super cool right now. Adira and Wald are worried about him. Adira believes in Leon. Leon climbs onto the dragon's face. Leon is holding onto the dragon's nose. Adira supports Leon. Leon sees a scale on the dragon's neck. Leon reaches for the treasured scale. Leon almost falls off the dragon's neck. Adira and Wald watch him fall. Leon falls, flying down. The dragon's scales are slippery, and Leon falls. Adira remembers how she took care of Leon and Kenny. A squirrel sits on Adira's shoulder. The cat stretches lazily. The cat looks at them, wondering what the fuss is all about. The cat wants to teach a secret landing. The cat is playing with Leon. Leon falls, remembering the cat. Leon decides not to give up. He lands like a cat. Adira is worried about Leon. Adira is very worried about Leon. But Leon gets the scale. Leon blows up the stands with his victory. Adira and Wald are happy for Leon. Wald is surprised that Adira is holding his hand. The children are happy about Leon's victory. Leon says this is his small victory. All the children got the scales. Rizik watches Leon. Ralph says the dragon's sneeze caused the scales to fall off. He asks what they should do. But the rules state that everyone who gets a scale is accepted into the academy. The head teacher says that this is the director's decision. The parents tell the red-haired boy that he should have been better. The father strictly scolds his son. The boy realizes that he has let his father down. The father says that others will take care of the child's education. Leon approaches the ginger. He asks if the child will really laugh at him. Leon says no. He says that fighting fairly is what Adira told him. He remembers how the redhead fought with the dragon. They tell Rizik that he was incredibly cool. Leon hands him the scale. Rizik looks at her in surprise. Rizik takes a scale in his hands. His father kept telling him that he would not accept him below first place. Rizik says that it's really that bad to be below first place. Adira runs up to him with Wald. The boys' parents look at them. They are surprised that the Duke's son is here. Leon stands and watches everything that is happening. The ginger boy's father apologizes for his son's rude behavior. Wald asks Leon if the redhead is his friend. Leon looks at the red-haired boy. He turns his gaze to him. Leon made a friend. He apologizes and says that he shouldn't have been rude to Leon. Leon is glad that he spoke to him. The child's name is Emilio. Leon is glad to have become friends with Emilio. Adira doesn't hide her joy for Leon. Emilio leaves with his parents. Leon waves back at him. Adira says she is happy for Leon, and that everything worked out for him. Leon's cat landing was amazing. Adira asks if Leon is okay. Leon and Adira are happy about the boy's victory. Adira and Leon's joy continues. Wald strokes Leon's head. Wald tells Leon that he is a good guy and tried his best. Wald looks at Leon with love. Leon is glad to see him. Wald says it's time for them to go home. Leon's uncle is plotting against him. Theo happily congratulates Leon. Wald says she passed. Adira doesn't understand him. Wald appoints Adira as a teacher. He asks her how about that amount. Adira's eyes widen at the sight of the amount. Adira says she has never seen such money. Adira accepts them humbly. Wald tells her that she can translate whatever things she wants. Adira says everything is fine. Wald is surprised that she brought the things in one suitcase. Adira is very surprised by this. Wald is shocked that she has such baggage. He begins to wonder why this is so. He remembers how Adira treated them. Wald suddenly started talking about the weather. He says that tomorrow they will go to the city of Everin. Adira understands that this city is rich. This is the place Adira dreamed of visiting. Adira recalls how she was bullied in her family. Adira is reading a book about a little pink rabbit who was lonely. In the city of Everin, the rabbit lived a long and happy life. She says she would like to be there. When she learned that Irvine existed, she decided to go there. She ended up in Irvine. Adira is delighted with the city. Wald says that people of different classes and races gather in this city. Leon's father valued him during his lifetime. Leon is shocked that his father appreciated it. Wald says that the nobles here despise freedom. Leon says his father really loved this city. Leon asks if he liked this city. Wald, Leon, and Adira look like a happy family. Adira is happy with them. This city is simply incredible. Adira is distracted by Leon. Wald tells Adira that she shouldn't run around in the streets. Leon pulls her to go for a walk with him. They look like a happy family. Adira is brought to the boutique. Adira tries on different outfits. One of them is very impressive. They tell her that the outfit looks spectacular on her. The saleswoman says it's worth looking at the bone structure. She tells Wald that she has a perfect figure. Adira is very shy. She thought they were going to pick out clothes for Leon. Adira feels shy when he looks at her like that. The saleswoman asks him what dress he likes. Wald embarrasses the girl when he says it suits her. Adira had never worn such beauty before. Wald asks what her problems are. Wald says he will pay without any problem. Wald claims to be a teacher of the family. Wald can't let her not look terrible. Adira is shocked by his words. Adira tells him her sincere thanks. The saleswoman says she will help her change her clothes. Leon says it's so sweet and nice. Wald sits down with him to talk about the girl. Wald sits silently. The saleswoman asks them to come again. Adira finds shopping tiring. Leon notices something. Leon is showing something. Now they are explorers of the city. In front of them are street performers. Then there was a window shopping. It was lunch break. Adira sees a department store. Leon says they'll look at the window display. They see a department store. Adira is looking at something that would suit Wald and Leon. Adira sees how happy Leon is. Leon and Wald are having a good time. Adira recalls how she got her job. Adira remembers how she got along with Leon. Heat received in the house. Adira would like to pay a little for heating the house. Adira apologizes for being late. Leon asks what she has in her hands. Adira says it's a little secret. Wald notices a package in Adira's hands. Wald snatches the package from her hands. They look at the city. Leon says that from here you can see the path they took. Wald asks if they like Zion's creation. Adira thanks him for everything. Wald looks at her sullenly. Adira asks Wald not to start. Wald says she is part of the family. Adira says she will do everything to ensure Leon gets into the academy. Leon says that everything will be fine. Adira and Leon enjoy nature. Wald looks at Adira. He says he's counting on Adira. Leon hugs Adira. Leon asks if everything is okay. Leon protects Adira. Wald says he will grant his wish. Leon says that he will think about them. Adira is shocked that Wald said such a thing. Leon asks if he can tell now. Adira and Wald exchange glances. Wald says he's listening to him. Leon voices his wish. Adira wonders what this wish is. Adira thinks this is a new primer. Or Leon is hungry. Adira thinks it's pumpkin pie. Leon is silent for a long time. Leon says he wants to hold hands with Wald. Wald and Adira are surprised. Adira is pleased with Leon's wish. But Wald remains silent. Wald is silent for a very long time. Then Wald asks if it's just by the hand. Leon says that all this scares him. Adira wants to calm him down. Wald takes Leon's hand. Wald says he doesn't need to ask permission to hold his hand. Leon beamed at his words. Leon is very grateful to him. Wald is surprised by his reaction. Wald approaches Leon. Adira was very nervous about Leon. Leon extends his hand to her. Leon asks to give him her hand. Adira and Wald take Leon's hand. Leon happily goes with them. Adira and Wald lift him into the air. At this time, her brother is in shock. We are shown Wim Sasha, Adira's brother. He lost all his money at cards. Adira left home without permission. He is surprised to see Adira and Leon with Wald. He had never seen Adira so happy. Wim decides to follow Adira. Vima is tormented by envy towards Adira. Wim tells everything to his sister. Greta Sasha is Adira's older sister. She is perplexed as to how Adira managed to seduce Wald. She thinks that Adira is quite the seductress. Wim decided to beat this nonsense out of her. Wim decides to beat his sister. Greta tells her brother to wait. Greta says they raised their sister as best they could. She decides to squeeze every ounce of strength out of Adira. Greta smiles slyly. We are shown Wald's house. The whole family is together. Leon is drawing something. Adira asks what Leon is drawing. Leon drew the whole family. Adira is shocked by the drawing. Wald looks at the drawing in surprise. Wald believes that the drawing needs to be framed. Theo says he will prepare the best frame. Adira asks to draw Theo too. At this moment, everyone is happy. Adira doesn't know what awaits her. Leon looks at the pile of books in front of him. Adira says that the exam day is approaching. We are shown the Dream Academy. Adira says that there are more subjects in it. Leon says he is looking forward to the exam. Leon gained confidence from the very first meeting. Adira tells him that they need to work hard together. Adira is looking for educational knowledge. She believes that success is physical strength. She believes that success is a magical power. There is a test for every subject, and Leon's abilities are above average, especially protection, which is not given to everyone. Adira believes that he is guaranteed admission, but the problem is in the interview to which the guardian is invited. When the admission took place, the parents did not come, and a nanny went with Adira. Adira thinks that she was very lonely. Adira is very worried about this. She thinks the examiner might get scared. Wald certainly doesn't have the aura of a nurturing guardian. Adira suggests conducting a practice interview with Wald. Leon is unsure of his abilities. Adira tells him that he is a quick learner. Leon says he wants Adira to be with him. Adira is wondering what she should do. Leon asks Adira with tears. Adira is wounded to the very heart by his tears. But the interview makes her anxious. Adira and Leon decide to go to the interview. Leon shouts to Adira that he loves her. They arrived for an interview. Adira asks for permission as one of the guardians to attend the interview. Wald and Theo look at her in shock. Adira says she made a promise to Mr. Leon. Wald asks if she knows what a guardian is supposed to do. Adira doesn't understand why Wald is surprised. Wald and Theo exchange glances. Theo says the admission requirements have changed. Adira asks what awaits her now. She is surprised that something has changed in the old school. Now, instead of family and nobility, something else is valued at the academy. Family ties and trust are assessed. Mutual understanding between guardians is highly valued. Wald looks away shyly. Theo says that Adira and Wald must take a test to see if they are compatible. In other words, they need to be husband and wife. Adira is shocked by what she heard. Adira barely catches her tea. In short, examiners list things that guardians like about each other. And the spouses should also hug and kiss. Wald doesn't like all this. Adira is terrified that she will have to kiss Wald. Wald says he intended to participate alone. Adira thinks she won't be able to show intimacy. Theo tells Adira that she won't pass the interview. Adira is in a panic. This is everything for her. She thinks it's wrong for Leon to fail because of his guardian. She turns to Wald. Wald says that he will explain everything to Leon himself. Adira looks at Wald with concern. Adira remembers Leon's inspiration. Adira asks for permission to participate. Wald tells her not to make a heroine of herself. Adira says it's a great honor for her to be Leon's guardian. Adira adores Mr. Leon. Adira is shy when Wald approaches her. Adira asks for confirmation of Wald's affection for her. Wald stands there, perplexed by her words. The action moves to the Alberon Academy. Dorado de Ladara says this year's trials were a great success. Blanca believes that Ladara has gone too far. Dorado tells him that the more people, the better. He asks Ralph if he wants meat. Dorado says he didn't expect Leon to pass, as he is a very withdrawn boy after the fire, and his guardian is a cold block. Dorado believes that Wald would not have interfered. Dorado says he didn't expect Wald to become Leon's guardian so quickly. Ralph tells him something about Wald. Ralph says that one child was hospitalized because of Wald's gaze. Ralph says that there are still some bad rumors circulating about Wald. Dorado says Leon is unlucky. Wald sneezes at the mention of it. Dorado is looking forward to their meeting. We are shown Wald's office. Adira says they should probably get started. Wald, with a smart look, decides to start an operation to bring the guardians closer together. Wald says the plan's name is primitive. Adira asks him to name 10 things he likes. The question is asked what they like about each other. Wald pauses when asked what he likes about Adira. He says that he should let the tutor tell him what he likes about him. Adira falls silent and begins to think. Theo sighs. They are both hopeless. Adira invites Wald to exchange words about each other. Adira says she was amazed by Leon's sincerity when he congratulated her and climbed the tree. Wald says he admires Leon's curiosity and determination. Adira says that Leon is a very diligent child. When Leon is drawing or going to bed humming, he is simply adorable. Wald and Adira agree with each other and think about Leon. Wald says he likes Leon's smile. Leon is just a cutie with a smile. Adira and Wald exchange glances. Adira and Wald shake hands. Leon knocks on their door. Leon appears before them in his pajamas. Wald asks what happened. Leon had a nightmare about a fire. Adira and Wald are scared. Adira doesn't know how to comfort Leon. She calms Leon down, saying that this is a bad dream, and suggests that they sleep together. Wald says he will go too. They carry Leon into a dark room. Wald tells Leon not to cry. Leon began to cry even louder. Wald believes that Adira will be able to calm him down. Adira believes that Leon's whims are rare. She asks Theo to give her a lamp. She asks Leon to look at her. A shadow in the shape of a rabbit appears on the wall. Adira created a bunny shadow. She tells Leon that the bunny wants to be friends with Leon. Leon asks Adira if they will become friends, and she says yes. Adira asks Leon to close his eyes. In the city of Evwin, where they went, Animals arrived who are waiting for Leon. Leon is happy about the animals. Leon tries to fall asleep in Wald's arms. Leon falls asleep very sweetly. Everyone breathes a sigh of relief. Wald says that Leon slept in the arms of his mother, Cheyenne. The girl looks at him in surprise. Wald says that the death of his parents will stay with Leon forever. Leon's parents protected him until the very end. Adira falls silent, saddened by the death of Leon's parents. Adira vows to protect Leon. Wald doesn't say anything to Adira. Wald and Adira look at each other. Adira says what she likes about Wald is that he cares about Leon. Wald says he was thinking the same thing. They start arguing about what to say about each other. Theo watches them silently. Leon sleeps soundly while the couple argues. They enter Leon's room. Adira asks Wald something about Leon's parents' grave. Wald says that he never took him to his parents' grave. Wald immediately went to war, taking Leon with him. Adira is thinking about how to bring them closer together. Wald says they'll go this weekend. Adira says she will definitely remember this Memorial Day. Wald smiles at the thought of them going together. Leon misses his parents very much. For Leon, this is his first visit to their grave. Adira would also like to remember happy moments with her parents. On weekends, they visit the grave of Leon's parents. Leon carries white lilies to the grave. Leon misses his parents. A light and gentle wind arose. Wald says Leon's father came here often. They brought their child here. Adira believes that they were buried at the site of memories. Wald never talked about Leon's parents. Wald and Zion were very friendly and close, like brothers. Leon says he doesn't remember coming here. Leon is afraid of forgetting his parents. Kenny and the cat will watch Leon. Adira hugs Leon and tells him that he will not forget them. Adira says everything will be fine. Leon says that his parents are always with him. Adira says that Leon's parents are always protective. She says that Leon will meet good people. Zion wanted Leon to grow up happy. Every parent wishes this for their children. Leon asks if his parents will always be with him. Adira says yes. Adira asks Mr. Wald if he thinks the same. Wald says that is exactly it. Leon is pleased with his answer. Leon has Theo and animals. Leon was prepared a lot of food. Leon is planning a picnic. Leon is surprised that one of the cakes has a pumpkin face. Leon says Theo is a great guy. Adira is embarrassed to try the pie. Wald looks at Leo. Adira is sitting with a pie. Adira invites Wald to eat together. Wald tells Adira that it's good. Leon turns to Wald. He asks what food Wald likes. Wald doesn't know what to say. Leon notices that Wald wants to choose the meatballs. Wald is clearly embarrassed. Leon is skewering meatballs. Leon offers to feed Wald. Wald tells Leon to eat them himself. Adira is surprised. She remembers Leon eating the meatballs. Leon wants to feed Wald. Wald doesn't mind eating meatballs. Wald is embarrassed that he had to eat the meatballs. Theo tells Wald that this is good. Adira believes that no one can resist Wald. Leon plays with animals. Leon paddles among the animals. Wald says there is one thing that bothers him. He tells Adira that he is haunting her. He asks how Adira ended up alone in the mansion. Adira didn't tell anyone about this. She tells Wald that she wanted to be independent. Adira apologizes for the inconvenience. Adira cannot change fate. Wald says everything is fine. Wald investigated everything related to Adira. Adira asks if it would be an unnecessary intrusion to open up to him. Leon hands something to Adira. He tucks flowers into her hair. Adira likes the flower. Leon says that he will collect something for Valda too. Wald wants this day to last forever. Theo announces that he will order a carriage. Adira asks if Wald wants her to replace him. Wald says it's okay. He looks so cute with the baby. Wald doesn't feel any tension. Adira believes that everything will be fine. Someone's hand reaches out to Adira. The hand grabs Adira. Leo and Wald move on from Adira. Someone shut Adira's mouth. Adira is dragged into a dark corner. Adira is pushed into a dark corner. Wim pounces on Adira. Adira is terrified of him. Wim has a very creepy look. Adira tells Wim not to come near her. Wim says he's surprised she's here. War began in their lands. Father and mother only quarrel over money. Adira understands that a lot of responsibility is being placed on her alone. Adira asks why she is needed. Wim asks if she wants to become a home teacher. He asks if they pay well in the Duke's house. He demands that she pay out all the money. He asks whether to tell everything directly to the employer. Adira asks if she is being threatened. Wim says that they will live in harmony. Adira is afraid of her brother. Adira says that he should not expect mercy from the Duke. Adira says the Duke will grind him into dust. Wim grabs her by the throat and tells her not to get cocky. Adira uses magic, but her magic doesn't work. Brother says he will show her what magic is. The brother tamed his sister with offensive magic. Vim takes a swing at Adira. Adira closes her eyes. But Adira and Vim freeze. Adira is approached unexpectedly. This is Wald, who uses fire magic. Wald and Leon noticed Adira's absence. Wald and Leon are worried about Adira's absence. Wald listens to where Adira is. Wald finds Adira's flower. Wald asks to take care of Adira. Wald is furious that Wim wants to hurt Adira. Wald looks menacingly at Adira. Vimu feels uneasy under the gaze. Adira breaks out to Wim. Adira runs up to Wald. She cuddles up to Wald. Wald asks how he dared to touch Adira. Wald says that he can't wait to say goodbye to life. Wim also casts a spell. Wald uses magic to suspend Vim in the air. Wim is shocked that Wald stood up for a simple teacher. Adira had never seen Wald. Wald conjures a sword. Wald draws his sword. Adira looks at Wald in shock. Wald wants to cut off Wim's hands. Vim is terrified of the sword. Wald asks why he raised his hand against his sister. Wim justifies himself by saying that they just had a fight. Adira is scared of both of them. Assault with a weapon is considered in the courts. If the girl resorts to the help of Wald and Leon, then all the heroes will get into trouble. Adira thinks she'll have to figure it out on her own. Wald looks at Adira. Wald snaps his fingers, and Wim takes a leak. Vim didn't want to upset Wald. Wim says he will definitely come. Wim runs away. Wald watches him closely. Wald says the wounds need to be treated, but Adira falls sharply. Wald picks up Adira. In front of Adira are her relatives mocking her. Everyone is making fun of Adira. Adira has no place among the nobility and family. But then Leon and Wald appeared in her life. They became the salvation of her life. Adira reaches out to them. Their hands touch. Adira decides to move on with her life. Adira wakes up. If it weren't for Wald, she wouldn't have succeeded. Adira thinks sadly about the rest of her life. Leon runs up to her in tears. Adira is surprised that Leon is worried. Adira looks at him in surprise. He places his small hand on hers. Leon says she has a pained expression. Leon decides to take care of Adira. He puts a bandage with water on her forehead. Adira hugs Leon. Wald comes to check on Adira. Adira turns to Wald. Adira thanks Wald. Adira is grateful to Wald for keeping her from falling. Adira apologizes for the trouble she caused. Wald tells her not to worry. Adira remembers her brother. Her brother could return at any moment. Wald turns to Adira. Wald says that if she is not okay, it will be hard for Leon. Leon is worried about Adira. Wald sits down on the bed. Wald asks that this burden not be carried alone. Adira looks at Wald in shock. Wald understands everything. Adira feels her heart is lighter. Leon asks if everything is okay. Adira says she felt good. Adira says it's time to get back to the exam. Wald touches her shoulder. He asks Adira to rest. Leon feels awkward. Leon says he will look after her. Leon volunteers to help her. Leo assumes the role of a doctor and says that he must help her. Adira says it's time for her to go to bed. Wim appears in Adira's nightmares. Adira thinks that everything has changed in the house. The time traveler in Adira's body changed the girl's fate. She became a teacher in Wald's house. Adira couldn't change after being harshly treated by her brother and sister. Adira wakes up. Greta says that Adira needs to try harder when entering the academy. Greta says that she needs the Duchess's place, and Adira is a dog that everyone blamed on. Our heroine ended up in Adira's memory. The real Adira was used for their own purposes. But things didn't go as planned. But knowing Greta, you can expect anything. Adira believes that she will not allow herself to be controlled. Adira is woken up by Leon. Leon asks if everything is ready. He takes out the toys. Leon says it's time to visit the teacher. Leon touches Adira with his small palm. Leon puts the heroine to bed. Leon sings a song to put Adira to sleep. Leon sings a pleasant song. Adira asks what song this is. Leon says it's a melody his mother sang to him. Leon remembers his mother. He says he wants Adira to get better. Leon says he will always sing the song. Leon thinks that his mother probably hears this song. Adira is moved to tears. Adira says his mother must be happy. Wald is glad about this. Leon says he's afraid for Adira. Leon promises that he will always protect her. Adira blushes a lot because of him. Adira believes that Leon and she have become closer. Leon has become so reliable. Adira believes that children grow up quickly. Leon says he will take care of her. Adira is surprised by his words. Adira is shocked when Leon says that the three of them will live together. Wald is also shocked by Leon's words. Leon is a mischievous fellow who thinks that Adira and Wald are a couple. Adira and Wald are surprised by what Leon said. Theo says this is a wonderful start to their family relationship. Theo prepared pajamas for Wald. Leon says he wants to change his clothes. Theo is ready to dress up Val and Leon for the pajama party. Adira is surprised why he prepared everything in advance. Leon shows off his pajamas. They are all dressed in family pajamas. Leon says everything is great. Adira can't imagine how three of her will sleep together. Leon thinks it's time to sleep together. Leon says the teacher should lie in the middle. Adira wonders what Wald will do. Wald says he didn't do anything. Adira breathes a sigh of relief. However, she feels awkward about sleeping with both of them. Leon, on the contrary, is inspired. Adira says they need to talk. Wald asks how their day went. Leon says the grave was wonderful for his parents. Adira and Wald are happy with his words. Adior is asked what her parents were like. Adira thinks. In her past life, Adir had many responsibilities, and she had no time for this. But Adira's parents are just a nightmare. Adira says she never had such a close relationship in her family. Adira doesn't know what to say. Leon is waiting for an answer. He stretches his palms towards her. Leon tells Adira that he will become a family for the girl. Adira is surprised that Leon wants them to have fun. Leon also invites Wald into the family. Wald agrees. Adira says a big thank you to Wald. Adira had no idea that she was being cared for so much. Leon says that Adira looks like her mother. Adira says that she is Leon's guardian, and he asks if his mother and father are Wald and Adira. Wald says he is also a guardian. Adira says she's worried about Leon. Adira is happy for Leon. Leon says he loves her too. Leon is rolling on the floor. Adira laughs because of Leon. Wald falls onto the bed. Leon looks like a little lion cub. Adira thinks Leon's energy has run out. Leon is sleeping in bed. Adira says she will take care of Leon. Leon says he asks Wald and Adira to sit with him. Adira is very surprised. Adira holds Leon's hand. But Wald takes her hand. Leon goes to bed fast asleep. Adira is happy to see Leon. Adira believes that children are very necessary. Adira and Wald agree that children are very much needed. Adira asks Wald why he imitates her so much, and they argue. Then they laugh heartily. Wald asks to keep everything to himself. Wald was genuinely worried about Adira. Wald was afraid that he would lose Adira. Wald asks Adira to consult with him. Wald asks Adira not to leave them. Wald takes Adira's hand. Adira doesn't know what to do. She's confused. Adira and Leon go to bed. Wald thinks Adira is cute in her dreams. Adira turns to face him in her sleep. Adira leans sharply against Wald in her sleep. Wald is stunned. This is the first time he has been in such a situation. Wald can't shake Adira off. The morning comes. The birds are singing. Adira gets out of bed. Adira doesn't remember how she fell asleep. Adira feels someone's breath nearby. Wald asks her if she's awake. Adira is shocked that she slept next to Wald, pushing Leon aside. Theo overhears their sweet squabble. We are shown the academy. The exam is held at the Noon's Blessing Forest Tavern. You need to answer the examiner's questions. The forest is where the relationship between parents and children comes into play. These rules were created by the director of the academy. The candidates learned about all this from the examiner and the head teacher. Leon sleeps soundly. Adira puts Leon to bed. Adira smiles as she looks at Leon. She believes that if Leon enters the academy, everything will be fine. Adira was finally freed from her terrible fate. Adira thinks it's worth moving on. They return to the beginning of the manhwa. Wald looks at Adira. Leon begins to snore peacefully. Wald asks Adira to be quiet. Wald says that tomorrow is exam day. Adira agrees with him. She tells Wald that she will do her duty. Leon sleeps soundly. Adira asks if they need her as a teacher. He touches Adira's lips. Wald asks Adira to become his wife. Adira doesn't know what to say. Adira realizes the seriousness of Wald's words. Wald apologizes and says it's for the exam. Adira is still embarrassed. Adira is shaking. Adira thinks that Wald simply acted rudely. But then Adira thinks about the future. She can't imagine a future as Wald's wife. Wald always takes care of his family. Wald is always serious and hardworking. You can't tell by his face, but he is very kind. Adira feels her heart beating faster. Adira has been feeling strange lately. Theo comes running unexpectedly. Theo says that a letter has arrived about exams. Adira reads a letter about the forest. Wald says the exam is different from before. Adira is shocked. She remembers different conditions of the exam. Leon tried so hard. Leon, on the other hand, was practicing his skills in magic. Adira is afraid that the conditions with her husband and wife have changed at the academy. Wald says they need to prepare diligently. Wald says they can be together. Wald looks tenderly at Adira. Theo is happy for them. Adira believes that they will succeed. Wald takes Adira into his arms. Adira assures him that she will be a good wife to Wald. Wald is grateful to her for this. On the day of the exam, they meet under the tree. Leon happily runs to the academy. Leon asks if they will meet fairies. The heroine says that they are watching Leon nearby. Adira turns her gaze to Wald. Adira believes that they will succeed. Leon screams that he can smell the dragon. Adira asks where Leon is running. He runs under giant mushrooms. Leon is amazed by what he sees. Among the wild ferns stands Ladra. Ladra looks at Leon in surprise. Dolorodo asks what happened. Leon says he was sure there was a dragon nearby. Leon is picked up in his arms like a stuffed lion cub. The teacher places him on his shoulders. Ladra says she will show the dragon now. Leon is happy to be given a ride. Adira and Wald run to Leon. Adira is surprised by what she sees. The teacher gives Leon a piggyback ride. He says he's glad Adira and Wald are alive. Wald greets Ladra coldly. The teacher says that Wald is tense, but his nephew was a good boy at the scale test. Adira is told that she has changed somehow. Adira thinks it's because she was reincarnated. Adira says that she is Wald's wife, and it's all thanks to the teacher. The teacher looks at her strangely. This sly fellow is up to something. Adira whispers to Wald that they are just pretending to be a couple, so that Leon can get into the academy. Wald firmly declares that he will take part in the test as Leon's guardian. The dragon teacher casts a spell and tells them that they will pass his first test. The teacher shows them the letter. Their test is to open a chest and search for treasure. The chest lands right in front of them. The heroes look at the open chest. This is a chest of joy with treasures. A firefly flies up to Leon. A butterfly flies onto Leon's chest. Leon's heart fills with joy. A ray of sunshine shoots out from Leon's heart. Leon stands and watches the beam. Leon and the chest are connected. Wald tells the girl that the light is the key. Adira thinks about what words to say to make the chest open. Ladra says the test begins. If they open the chest, they will pass the first test. If the chest is not opened, the test will end. Leon understands that if he is not happy, the chest will not open. Adira and Wald believe that if they say the right words, Leon will be happy, the chest will open, and they will pass the test. Adira looks at Wald pleadingly. Wald says he can't do it. Ladra asks why he can't do it. Adira approaches Wald. Adira tells Ladra that she wants to open the chest with sincere words, not empty words. Leon listens to Adira attentively. Wald says he has no intention of backing down. Wald says he has no intention of compromising his beliefs. Ladra is silent and silent for a long time. Then, Adira and the whole family listen to Ladra. Ladra says they are the best. Leon's family knows what's most important. Ladra says he wanted to see a sincere attitude towards the child. Ladra recalls other candidates who made mistakes. Ladra says that children should feel that they're parents. He asks Adira and Wald not to forget about Leon's feelings. Ladra is pleased with his speech. He says they both do a great job in their roles. We are shown the entrance examination headquarters. One of the fairies whispers something to the head teacher. The head teacher approaches the gramophone and announces that the Schwarzwald family has passed the first test. They are introduced to the hesitant Ralph Blanca, the curator of the second test. Adira, Wald, and Leon are waiting for the head teacher's decision. Adira sees Ralph's hesitation. Adira says they will be lenient. Wald is also suitable. But Ralph is afraid of Wald. Adira calms Ralph. But Wald frightens Ralph even more when he asks in a cold tone what awaits them. He gives them some kind of lilac drink and says that they should drink it. The smell of the drink isn't very good. Ralph says Leon shouldn't drink it. Once they drink it, the second test will begin. Adira and Leon decide to drink the potion. They drain the glasses of potion in one gulp. Adira's body is getting heavier and changing. Adira turns into a pink rabbit, and Wald turns into a black wolf. Leon thinks that they are very cute as animals. Ralph says he can handle the second test himself. The test is for Leon to restore his guardian's human form on his own. The animals are locked in a cage. Ralph gives Leon a lily of the valley, and says that when the challenge is over, the bells on the lilies of the valley will ring, and the clues for the challenge will be in the forest. Adira is worried about Leon. Leon promises to save them both. Wald and Adira decide to wait for Leon. Adira asks Leon to wait. Adira wants to return to her original form to help Leon. She is worried that something will happen to Leon. Wald grabs Adira by the scruff of the neck. Wald asks Adira not to be disturbed. Wald blows up the cage with magic. Wald leads Adira to the mirror. The mirror reflects Leon walking through the forest. Adira is worried about Leon. Adira says that Wald, even though he became a beast, is still wonderful. Wald listens to her attentively. Wald is shy. His tail wags from side to side like a happy dog's. Ralph is surprised that Wald got out. They show us the cage they broke. Ralph doesn't want to disturb them. Adira and Wald are drinking tea and looking at Leon in the mirror, sitting next to each other. Leon decides to help Adira and Wald. Leon got lost in the forest. Leon says he can handle it himself. He sees Emilio wandering through the forest. Leon looks at him with joy. He runs up to Emilio with joy. Leon asks if he passes Ralph's test. Emilio says the transformation is difficult to reverse. Leon asks him about the Book of Magic Removal. Emilio was reading the book too. Emilio says that because of the potion they became beasts. The spell should wear off in an hour. Leon says that the bells should ring and the test will end. The second way to remove a spell is to give a herb that removes the spell. Leon doesn't know what kind of grass this is. The third way is to use a dispel spell. Leon and Emilio decide to break the curse. They decide to go to the dragon, Sensei. Adira is happy to see him through the mirror. But the bell rings. Leon and Emilio decide to hurry. Leon and Emilio run as fast as they can. Greta, meanwhile, laughs at Wim, saying that he looks like a 5-year-old. Wim says it's not funny. Wim asks why he should pretend to be a child. Greta says that Wim always gets into things where he shouldn't. Greta orders Wim to do as she wants. Greta says Adira won't go against them. Greta thinks everything is going according to plan. Ladra tells how to remove the spell. Ladra asks Leon and Emilio if they remembered the way to pass the exam. Leon and Emilio go to break the spell. Ladra praises them for this. But the second bell rang again. They run away. Emilio goes the other way. Emilio and Leon wish each other good luck. Leon promises that he will save his family. They clap each other's hands. Leon and Emilio promise each other to pass the exam. Leon arrives on time. He shouts that he is back. Wald and Adira were waiting for him. Leon says he will return everything. Adira is glad that she will be disenchanted. Leon looks at the animals and realizes that he has forgotten everything. Leon actually forgot the dispel spell. Adira shows how to cast spells correctly. Leon remembers everything. Leon begins to cast the dispel spell. Leon creates a pentagram to break the spell. Wald and Adira sit in a pentagram and are afraid of magic. But after a minute, they return to their original appearance. Leon succeeded. Now, his guardian is disenchanted and all is well. Wald praises his nephew. Blanca says they passed the test. Ralph informs them that a third test awaits them. They joyfully follow the third test. Adira believes that they will pass the third test. Adira exchanges glances with Vlad. Leon looks where they came. He notices Wim pretending to cry. Leon promises to help Wim find his family. But Leon doesn't know that Wim is not a child, and he pretends to have lost his family in order to catch Adira. Adira and Wald are looking for Leon. Leon says that Wim has lost his family and is looking for them. Adira doesn't recognize Wim and asks where he lost his family. Vim takes Adira's hand. Wim is pulling Adira somewhere. Adira believes that they have gone deep into the dark cave. Wim lies that his mother saw a dragon and got scared. Adira and Wald believe Wim's lie. Adira is worried about Wim's lies. Adira says they will go see the forbidden cave to find Wim's parents. Wald is worried about Adira. Adira says she can handle it with magic. Wald asks Adira to take something. He hands her something that looks like a star. This thing contains the magic of Wald. Adira thanks Wald. Wim pretends that he is very scared and that he is afraid of the cave. Adira says they've gone too deep. Unexpectedly, Adira figured out her brother and sister. Greta says that she understood everything. Adira asks why they decided to approach her in a roundabout way. Adira is told that this was the only way to talk to her. Greta says she had a hard time turning Wim into a child. Adira is surprised that it's all for the sake of talking. Greta says it's time for Adira to come over. Adira will be asked why she ran away from home. Greta says there's still the final scene where Adira says goodbye to Wald. Greta wants to force Adira to tell Wald so that she can persuade Wald to marry Greta. Wald, in Greta's opinion, is not so terrible. She suggests that she lie and say that Adira will throw herself off the cliff. Greta asks if Adira can handle it. Adira finds it unpleasant to hear all this. Her whole body is shaking with anger. Wim says that all their hopes are on Adira. Greta says they will get rid of Leon. Greta says it would be great if Leon burned in a fire with his parents. Adira imagines Leon burnt out. Adior was shocked. She punches Greta in the face. Adira shouts at Greta not to dare joke like that. Adira tells Greta not to dare belittle Wald. Adira tells her not to dare insult Leon, and she will not forgive Greta. Greta says Adira has gone completely crazy. Greta grabs Adira by the hair and screams at how dare Adira go against her. Adira doesn't want to use magic. Her body does not obey Adira. Greta grabs a knife and wants to kill Adira. Greta screams at Adira that no one loves her. But Wald's amulet begins to work. Greta drops her knife. A soap bubble appears around Adira. Adira is surprised by the soap bubble. Leon and Wald appear. Adira turns to Leon. Greta lies that Adira is a psychopath and takes it out on her. Leon shouts that Adira is very kind and sweet. Adira is happy with his words. Leon looks at Adira. Wald says it was a trap. Wald says he asked you not to carry it all alone. Adira quickly apologizes. Leon says he wants to protect her. Adira realizes that the shaking has gone away. Adira says that as long as they are close, she can handle anything. Adira says they were like family to her. Wim rushes towards Greta. Adira tells them to say goodbye to her. Greta and Wim fall. The ghost of Adira appears before the girl. She thanks the girl for everything. All the worries came out. Our heroine cries in Wald's arms and surrounded by Leon. They look like a happy family. The head teacher looks in the mirror and observes our heroes. Everyone at school is happy for Adira. Unexpectedly, the director says that the exam is passed. Everyone is shocked that the director spoke. Wim and Greta are out. Then the action moves to the Black Forest estate. Leon looks great in the academy uniform. Adira can't get enough of Leon. Theo bursts into the room. When the uniform arrived, everyone wanted to look at it. Leon says that they need to get together quickly. They show us the church. Wald is standing in the church. Leon walks with Adira's hand. Adira is wearing a wedding dress, and Leon is wearing a sailor suit. Wald can't take his eyes off Adira. Adira asks if Wald is sure that she is supposed to be his bride. Wald asks if she wants him to propose again. Wald asks if she wants to know what he likes about her. Adira feels embarrassed after Wald's words. Wald looks at Adira. He gently straightens her hair. Wald thanks Adira for becoming part of their family. Adira says she is grateful to him for everything. Wald and Adira kiss and become husband and wife. All the characters in the manhwa are happy about their wedding. Adira, Wald, and Leon lived happily ever after.